Jessica, we're back in Emporia. The expo is growing by the minute behind us as we get ready for the 2022 Unbound Gravel. There's one thing that people are talking about today, and what is that one thing?
Well, apparently there's a 60% chance of rain on Saturday, and so that is definitely going to be a factor. And there was rain earlier this week, which means there is some low water crossings that we actually didn't experience when we were here last, and it was wet as well. But it appears that there's going to be some variable weather conditions on Saturday.
Yeah, and I was actually just talking to Keel Reinen from the Pacific Northwest, and I had this realization a couple days ago. I was up there and I was riding a cyclocross bike through mud, and I was, kind of preparing for catastrophe, but the mud just went right through the bike. Everything was fine. And that's something that I learned, and not everybody knows, is that different parts of this country, the mud is totally different. And in Kansas, mud does not just slide through one's bicycle. Mud sticks in there, seizes up the wheels, seizes up all your drivetrain components, and that is why rain and mud at Unbound Gravel can be absolutely catastrophic for a lot of people, and that is why a lot of people are really worried about this 60% chance of rain on Saturday.
Yeah, we also spoke to Alexei Vermeulen. He was just saying that he actually narrowed his tire size down to have a little bit more room for mud clearance, which we thought was a really good tip for people that maybe haven't made their tire decision up yet or are willing to chance it with a little bit more mud clearance. So it's interesting to hear that. Of course, a lot of popsicle sticks taped to people's bikes or chopsticks are a really good idea to clean out that mud from those tight spots on the bike.
I love the preparation. I've prepared for this race before, and ultimately there's only so much you can do, but that is really the balance of mud versus dry Unbound. Generally you want these really big, beefy, robust tires that are going to hold up to the sharp rocks out there in the Flint Hills. But yeah, when you have mud, you kind of have to play that balancing act, shrink the tires a bit, give yourself some more tire clearance in your bike for that mud to work its way through. And it's not a one size fits all. There is no one right answer. Everybody at the end of the day is kind of gambling. What I've heard though is this year, it seems like a lot of people are adopting tire inserts, not just running tubeless tires with sealant, but actually putting inserts in there as well to give those narrower tires a little bit more oomph for this 200-mile race.
Yeah, and another thing I've learned about tire inserts is that you're able to not only run a lower pressure, but then when you do get into a situation where you're losing pressure or you flat it and you're not quite sure how your plugs are going to hold on the bike, you're actually able to ride a little bit longer because you have that support in the tire to give the tire a little bit more shape. So, cool idea. We'll see how they work on Saturday.
Yeah, lots of tech, lots of ideas being tried out right now. Of course, you might be watching this and be like, what the heck are they talking about? It is probably 80 degrees, not a cloud in the sky at the moment. So, we'll see. I'm putting it at 50-50 whether or not we have a wet race this year. Everybody's always worried about it, but right now that's the talk of the town. We'll check back in with you tomorrow as more people descend upon Emporia, Kansas for our Unbound Gravel.